Here's everything we learned from the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Let's get into it. So first of all, we actually got another trailer for that new Mario Kart game with the official name being Mario Kart World. This is the next iteration of the game in the series, and it's coming with a slew of enhancements. There's going to be different regions in this one with different weathers, different times of day, so like maps are going to be slightly different depending on where you're at. It seems like it's just a huge open world of a game with just different regions you're going to get to explore. They actually even confirmed that you're going to get to explore these different regions when you're not in races and pretty much just move around wherever you want. Looks like there's going to be 24 racers in a race now instead of their usual 12 racers, so this is going to be the most racers on a track that we've had basically in the history of the series. They announced a new mode for the game, which is basically called the Knockout Tour mode, which is a race across the entire map from region to region, and if you're not in a good space, like if you're in last place or whatever, you're basically going to get knocked out of the race. I like that. I like those elimination style races. That always interests me. They did also confirm that this is going to be launching when the Nintendo Switch 2 does, so that's good to know that you're going to have a new game to play on launch day, and it's going to be $80, which is a difference. I think I saw this game in one other game where the other game was still set $69.99 and this one was $80, so hopefully that's not a going trend. It might just because it's Mario Kart and they know that it's an IP that people know and love and they're going to want to pay for. We finally got to learn what that mysterious C button that everybody's been talking about does. Apparently this button actually controls the game chat feature that's going to come with this new console. There's going to be a built-in microphone on the console itself that's supposed to actually have like noise canceling on it, so even if there's noise around you, it should only pick up your voice. This is going to allow you to have game chat with your friends because there's a new game chat feature with this Nintendo Switch 2. So if you want to play online with your buddies, you're going to be able to talk to them, and it comes with like this cool video feature too. So there's a new Nintendo Switch camera that you're going to be able to buy, which I didn't see the price for, but I think it launches with the console. So you can basically have a video call while you're playing with your friends. You can share your screen with your friends so that they can see what you're doing and vice versa. Kind of similar to what we saw when we first got the PlayStation 4. I think that's what that came with. So it seems pretty dope. I think that's a pretty decent feature, and that shows that this console is a huge evolution to what we're seeing on the original Nintendo Switch, because obviously that game console didn't have these features. Unfortunately, it looks like you still need a Switch Online membership to use this feature, but there apparently is a trial, I think, to sometime next year where everybody can get access to it because they want everybody to kind of experience it, and then after that you're going to have the feature. They also announced a game share feature, which is going to allow you to share your games with up to 3 other Switch 2 consoles. So if you've got a sister or brother who doesn't have a game that you have and they really want to check it out, you can just game share it and they can play the game for a while. It's not permanent and it can only be used with compatible games, but I still think this is a pretty decent feature. I don't really know how that works with Nintendo. Like with PlayStation, there's workarounds to make it so you can kind of have games on different consoles that people don't have and they can play. So it's cool that they're giving people the option to like try out a game they didn't know they're gonna like, and then they can buy it themselves. And I think this also will allow you to still play multiplayer, so you can game share it with them. They can play it, and then they can sign into their Switch account, play the game still, play online with you, and not have to buy the game. So that's pretty awesome. And I don't know if it's like a one-time only thing. They didn't really share that information, but I imagine it might be like use it for like 6 hours and then you have to stop and then you might have to restart it again. So we also got some new information on the specifications of the console. Now this is what I was looking forward to. Apparently it's the same thickness as the original Nintendo Switch, but the screen is a lot bigger. It's 7.9 inches compared to 6.2, and that's going to allow you to have 1080p gaming up to like 120 FPS. Now the original Nintendo Switch was 720 in handheld. It also looks like it's going to support HDR, which is like a huge step up from the original one. Unfortunately, it's not OLED, so I know some people are going to be a little bit sad about that, but I still think it's a pretty cool enhancement. If you're playing in dock mode, 4K 60 FPS with HDR. That's pretty awesome for a Nintendo Switch. That means those games are going to look clean. They also confirmed that there's going to be bigger Joy-Con sticks, bigger buttons, and the Joy-Cons can be used as a mouse. And I saw later in the showcase that some games are actually going to be utilizing that feature like first-person shooters. I think the Lenovo Legion Go does something similar to that, but again, this just shows how much of an evolution this Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be compared to the original one, and I'm pretty excited about that. Built-in 3D audio. Doesn't look like you need headphones for that. I think that's actually going to be built into the console. So 2 USB-C ports instead of 1. Now here's the cool part. They started talking about storage. They confirmed that this is going to come with 256 gigabytes of built-in storage compared to the 32 gigabytes we got with the original Nintendo Switch. It's going to play both Nintendo Switch 1 games if they're compatible, and of course Nintendo Switch 2 games. You can like add additional storage to it. Up to another 256 gigabytes, that's quite a bit for these games. They're not like the biggest games as far as storage space, but it does have to be like a micro SD express card instead of the original micro SD card. So you're gonna have to shell a little bit of dough for that. Nintendo did also confirm that you're going to be able to transfer saves, game data, digital games. You just have to sign into your Nintendo account and you should be able to transfer it from there. There's going to be a new Nintendo Switch Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch 2. And this time we got an audio jack, so now you can have headphones, which I think is a pretty cool deal. They also confirmed that the release date is going to be June 5th, 2025, which is great because that means not only are you going to get this console 2 months down the road, you're also going to get that new Mario Kart game, so you're going to be able to really enjoy it for what it's worth. I didn't see a price, but I have seen some things in passing about it being about like $450, which actually isn't that bad. I think the original one was about $300. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not bad for what you're getting. Now, I talked about how you're going to be able to play some Nintendo Switch 1 games on this console, and Nintendo did confirm that those games are going to be enhanced visually, frame rate wise, stuff like that. So for example, Mario Kart Jamboree is going to be getting upgraded. It's going to be called the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. You're going to have to buy the upgrade pack, which is kind of like okay, but PlayStation does that and nobody really seemed to complain about that. Maybe it'll be like $10. It's going to have new modes that are going to utilize these features. For example, there's going to be modes that are going to have to utilize the mouse control feature. There's like modes that are gonna have to utilize the voice control feature. Like they showed some of the mini games where you have to like yell to move the characters, stuff like that. So that seems pretty cool. And they announced that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are also going to be getting Nintendo Switch 2 editions. Yeah, upgraded visuals, upgraded frame rate, going to be utilizing some features with the mouse control, stuff like that. They did also confirm that you're going to be getting an app called Zelda Notes. Now this app is going to be pretty much exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Of course, it's going to be utilized for those Zelda games, and it's going to allow you to do things like navigate around the world, where you're going to have a map basically in your hands and you're going to use it like a GPS. You just kind of like point where you want to go and it's going to be like, all right, go here. Or you can upload your creations. Like if you make a cool car, like we see people do all the time, you can then take that, share it with your buddies. They can put it in their game and they can make it in their game. So that's pretty cool. Nintendo's cooking with these features. I just kept getting more and more excited with this. I mean, it just seems like it's a well worth it upgrade. Nintendo did also confirm some other games will be getting upgraded as well. For example, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is going to be getting an upgrade. It's going to get some new story mission content that's going to be exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2, and you're going to have to buy it. But again, it's going to have those upgrades of like the visual upgrades, the frame rate upgrades, and stuff like that. So I think that'll be a little bit worth it for somebody to check out. Metroid Prime 4 obviously is still going to be coming to the Switch OG, we're going to call it, but it's also going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 with a Nintendo Switch 2 edition with improved visuals. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where it's going to be utilizing the mouse support on the Joy-Cons when you're aiming around and shooting at enemies, which I think is really cool. It's going to kind of make it feel like, well, a mini PC, you know. Pokemon Legends ZA got a new trailer, or ZA as some people are calling it, and that's going to get pretty similar upgrades where it's going to have enhanced visuals and stuff like that. And that one is also coming to the OG Switch, as we know. So it's going to be good to, I don't know, get it now if it's cheaper now, and then, you know, buy the little upgrade. Hopefully it's free. Just play it on the new console and have the enhanced visuals and cool stuff like that. So pretty dope. Nintendo did also announce a slew of games coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. A lot of them actually coming this year. I'm going to kind of blow through this because it's a pretty long list. So far we have Dragon Drive, which is a kind of game where it looks like you're driving around in a wheelchair, and it's going to utilize both mouse controls and motion controls. This one's actually coming this summer. It looks pretty interesting. Definitely feel like you're going to give yourself carpal tunnel because you're literally just like moving your wrist back and forth trying to control this character, but it seems like a pretty decent game. So Elden Ring's coming to the Switch this year. Nintendo Switch 2, I'm sorry. Looks pretty good. Obviously looks like it's 1080p. I'm pretty sure they were probably showing it in handheld mode. It's going to play 4K on when it's in docked mode, because the dock has like this bigger set of fans in it to help it cool better. Seems pretty cool to me, man. It's a pretty cool upgrade. The Hades 2 developers came through. They announced that that game is actually coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 as well when it leaves early access. Don't really have a release date for that. They did say they'd let us know later on, so we'll see what happens with that. Street Fighter 6 is coming to the Switch, and they're actually announcing amiibo figure support. So that's interesting. I didn't think they were still supporting amiibos, but I guess I was wrong. This is going to be launching on the console on launch day. So the day one, you're going to be able to play this game. We got an announcement for another Daemon X Machina game, unless it's DLC. Seemed like a new game. This one's called Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion, and it's actually coming September 5th, 2025. So if you liked the first game and you want to check out another mech game, this one looks pretty cool. It looks actually a lot better than the first game. I didn't finish the first game. I just really wasn't into it, but this looks pretty dope. EA Sports came through and essentially just announced that like their collection of EA Sports games, like EA Sports FC, and I think Madden, are also going to be coming to the Switch too on launch day. So that's something to look forward to if you're a sports fan and want to play it, basically going around the block or whatever. Split Fiction is going to be coming to the Switch 2 on launch day. Hogwarts Legacy announced that it's also going to be coming to Switch with mouse control support on launch day. So I'm confused at how that's going to work. I'm interested in how that's going to work. It should be interesting. Recently we got the announcement for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. That's also going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch, so that's pretty exciting. It actually looked like it was playing really well. I mean, this console is going to be doing 4K 60 when it's in docked mode, so you're going to be able to get the bells and whistles that you would with, I would want to say, a PS4 Pro. We also got IO Interactive popped up, and they announced that Hitman World of Assassination is going to be coming on launch day to the Nintendo Switch 2. And their next upcoming game, Project 007, which we don't really know anything about, is also going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. So we'll figure out the release date for that later. If that's a game that's coming later on and they've already confirmed it's coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, it's got to be something that's got some pretty decent hardware. We didn't get much information on the meat and grits, but we'll talk about that more later. Bravely Default Remastered announced. So that's coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day. I forgot like the little subtitle to it, but it looks pretty cool if you're into that series. That's going to be coming. Yakuza 0 is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day. I loved Yakuza 0. That was my entry point into the series, so definitely excited about that. They announced another Hyrule Warriors game. This one is Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Is coming this winter, and this one's a prequel to Tears of the Kingdom. So if you want to know what happened before that story takes place, I'm assuming it's between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You're going to get a chance to check that out later this year, and it looks pretty cool, honestly. I didn't see any Link gameplay, it kind of just showed off like you playing as Zelda. They also confirmed an addition to the Nintendo Switch Plus program. So apparently now you're going to get a chance to play GameCube games if you have the Plus program. So you're going to go back and we're going to play, let's see, Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. That's a great game. I love that. Never got to finish it because I played a little bit at a buddy's house and I didn't have a GameCube. But that game is definitely something you're going to want to check out. And obviously a slew of other GameCube games as well. Unfortunately with this, it's going to be exclusive to the Switch 2. So if you have a Switch 1, you're pretty much assed out there. They also confirmed that Deltarune Chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be coming to the Nintendo Switch. Didn't see a release date for that, but the trailer looked pretty cool. This isn't a game that I checked out in the past, but I might check it out now. Borderlands 4 is also coming to the Nintendo Switch, so that's pretty neat. Civ 7 is coming to Nintendo Switch too. WWE 2K games are going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, as well as the NBA 2K games. So, and I think those games are actually going to be coming to the console on launch day. So there's a lot of games coming when this thing launches. You're going to have a lot of games to play. If you're a Nintendo Switch player who's upgrading to the Switch 2 and is wondering what you're going to do, you're going to have some shit to play. Looks like Survival Kids is coming to Switch 2 on launch day. I have no idea what this game is about, but it looks pretty interesting. It looks like a game you could enjoy with your buddies, and then really check out that new game chat feature that they've been talking about. So that'd be pretty dope. Enter the Gungeon 2 got a new trailer with showing off its new 3D style gameplay, obviously with its roguelite features still intact. No release date, but that's also going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, so that's something to look forward to for you Enter the Gungeon fans. Starseeker Astroneer Expedition had a trailer. I think that might be an announcement. I wasn't sure about it, but that game's coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. So if you're an Astroneer fan, you got something new coming down the line. cdprojektred made an appearance at this direct, and they announced that Cyberpunk 2077 is actually coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day. So clearly they've had a dev kit and they've been working on this for a while. So we're gonna get to see something cool with that. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrated is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day. Kinitsugami Path of the Goddess is coming on launch day to Nintendo Switch 2. Hollow Knight Silksong got a new trailer. Hey, it's still alive. They're still working on it. Says it's coming out in 2025, and that's also coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. So we have that to potentially look forward to. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar got a release date, and it's coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on August 27th, 2025. That game looked interesting. Just another game that they wanted to show, like, hey, we got more games coming. Goodnight Universe 2025 coming to the Switch. 2 Point Museum's coming to the Switch. Wild Hearts is actually coming to the Switch, but this was called Wild Hearts S, I'm assuming, for the Switch. And this one's coming July 25th, 2025. So a month after the console comes out, you get a chance to play a newer Monster Hunter. I think it came out last year or a year before that. Feels like it came out forever ago, but hey, we also got Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 coming to the Nintendo Switch on launch day. That trailer looked a little bit interesting. We got Rune Factory Guardian of Azuma coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day. We got Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Now when that game launches later this year, that's going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch as well. This one looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm a big Marvel fan and a big beat 'em up fan, so this is something that people who are nostalgic for the 90s style beat 'em ups, this is going to be right up your alley. Star Wars Outlaws is going to be coming to the console this year. Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening Complete Edition is also going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 this year. Fast Fusion launch day is going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. This is a cool looking racing game. I've never played it before, but looks like a good time to check it out. Shadow Labyrinth, which just recently got announced like a couple months ago. Release date July 18th, 2025. Also coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. Raidu Remastered The Mystery of the Soulless Army, which is a game that just got announced as like an old Atlas game. Looks pretty cool. That's also coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on July 19th, 2025. So you have that to look forward to as well. We got No Sleep for Kaname from the AI, The Solemn Files. I'm not familiar with this series, but it looked a little interesting. Coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 as well, July 25th, 2025. Reanimal's coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 this year because that's when it's supposed to come out. Obviously, a no-brainer. Fortnite's going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, and I imagine it's going to run a lot better than it does on Switch 1. Maybe we'll get out of the 20 FPS world. Arcade Archives Ridge Racer's coming on launch day. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam is coming in 2025, but it will be on the Switch 2 as well. Tamagotchi Plaza is coming June 27th, 2025, so not too long after the console launches. Human Fall Flat 2 is coming to the console. Didn't see a release date for that. Maybe it's coming out this year. I'm not sure. Now they announced a big one here. They announced a new Souls-like game, actually from Software. And I'm gonna be real with you, this looks like a proper evolution to Bloodborne. This is called The Duskbloods, and when you see this trailer, you're gonna think exactly what I thought, that it just looks like a sequel to Bloodborne. They were like, hey, Sony ain't gonna let us do it, Nintendo might. So the issue with this one is it is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2. and it's coming out next year, so we gotta wait a little bit to play it, and you're gonna have to have this console to play it. But I tell you what, with all the new bells and whistles on this console, I think it's gonna be worth it. I also got this trailer for Kirby Air Riders. I think this is actually a sequel to a game that came out a long time ago, and it looks like one of the original directors, if not the OG director, is going to be working on the game as well. So fans of that game got something to look forward to. It's supposed to be coming out this year. Last but not least, they announced a brand new Donkey Kong game. This is called Donkey Kong Bonanza. This looks pretty cool, man. This is like what I wanted from this showcase. I wanted to see a new Donkey Kong game. I saw people complaining because they were like, oh, we got a 3D Donkey Kong game and not a Mario game. And I'm like, bitch, you got like tons of Mario games on the OG Nintendo Switch. Like, let Donkey Kong fans get something, you know what I mean? This is coming out July 17th, 2025. Whew, that's all of it. That's everything they announced at this Direct, man. There's a lot of cool things they showed here. I think this Direct was really good. I've seen some people saying this was a little bit of a letdown, but if I'm being real with you, like, when you're thinking about like the PlayStation 5 to the PlayStation 5 Pro, this is a much bigger evolution in gameplay and visuals and frame rate, and in my opinion, it's going to be way more worth it than the PS5 Pro, because you know how the Nintendo Switch plays. You know it's just like way behind some of the other consoles, but we know Nintendo's smart and they make games play well. This is going to fix that, at least for the most part. You're going to get games in 4060. You're going to get games at 120 FPS and handheld mode at 1080p. Like, a wicked proper evolution for the Nintendo Switch, and personally, I think it's going to be worth it. I know I'm probably going to be a day one adopter on this. Let me know what you guys think. That's everything that they announced. Let me know if it excites you. Let's talk about it down below. Peace.